Hi, I'm Michelle Onifray with International Mountain Connection. Welcome to Mountain Madness. When we learn another language, it's so exciting when we find a word in the language that we're learning that is the same as our native language. It's like winning the lottery, right? We have an extra word in our vocabulary that we didn't have to learn. Unfortunately, sometimes a word may look similar or sound similar, but it's actually not the same word. When I moved to France, I was so excited because I saw a word that looked familiar and it was everywhere. And I had two thoughts. First, I thought, oh, learning French won't be so difficult. Already, I see English words everywhere. My second thought was, why do the French have this word everywhere? It's a little weird. I don't understand. You see, this is the word that I saw. And if you're learning French, you know that this word means bread. When we see this word in English, it does not mean bread. It's an important word for all of us to know. So we're going to talk about this today. This word here, we pronounce it pain. Pain. It's like rain, but with a P. Pain. So this is a word that has a lot of different definitions, but it is really helpful. So I'm going to talk about the different ways that we use pain, some of the more obvious ways, and at the end, well, some fun different ways that we use the word. I wanted to give you a definition of pain, like an official definition. And when I looked on the internet, for someone who is learning English, there's a lot of difficult words. So this is the definition that is given in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, but it's a little bit difficult in my opinion. So let's look at this definition. A localized or generalized unpleasant bodily sensation or complex of sensations that cause mild to severe physical discomfort and emotional distress, and typically results from bodily disorder, such as injury or disease. As an English speaker, I find this definition a little bit complex. So I came up with another definition that is very simplified. It's very simple or basic, and it has the same idea, but using easier words. So this is the definition I came up with. A bad physical or emotional sensation in the body because of injury or disease. If you don't know the word disease, that's a problem with your body. We're talking about something like diabetes or Alzheimer's. So these are problems that your body has to where it does not function normally. Injury is a little bit different. We're talking about something like this for an injury. I hurt my thumb. But if you would like to know more about this, you can click up here. There is a link to the video that I did about injury, or you can find the link in the description box below. So if I go like this, I feel pain in my hand. This hurts. This is not a good sensation or a good feeling. It's a bad sensation. It hurts when I pinch my skin. I have pain in my hand. So this is the bad sensation that I'm talking about. We use the word pain to describe a lot of different experiences. So I prepared some sentences to help you understand a little bit better how we use the word pain. After the surgery, I took pain medication or painkillers. This is talking about medication that stops the pain. So we're still talking about this bad sensation, but we're talking about the medicine that keeps you from feeling this pain. I do not have a high pain threshold. This means that I do not tolerate pain well. And when I say that I don't tolerate pain, that means that if I have something happen to me, for example, if someone pinches my hand, maybe for one person, they're going to say, oh, that doesn't hurt very much. I'm not in a lot of pain. But for someone with a low pain threshold, they're going to be screaming in pain. Next, we have, when I injured my knee, I was in pain. So when I say that I was in pain, that means that I was feeling pain. If you're taking pain medication, on the box, it might say that it gives 6 hours of pain relief. This means that for 6 hours, you are not going to feel pain. The medication lasts for about 6 hours. When we talk about pain, we also talk about the intensity of pain or the level of pain. And if you're in an accident and you're injured, the doctors or first responders will probably ask you, what is your level of pain? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much pain are you in? 1 means you don't have a lot of pain, and 10 means you're in a lot of pain. So we call this a pain scale, and it's to help us determine how much pain you have, because pain is not something that you really see. If you look at a person's body, you don't know where they have pain. When we talk about pain, we also talk about different types of pain. Because you can have a pain that feels like a knife that's just stabbing you, right? Because it's in a very specific place and it's very intense, this pain, when we say that it's a stabbing pain. And if you have a dull pain, then maybe it's in a general location. It's not in a specific point. It's just in an area. And it's a little bit of pain. You can feel that there's something wrong. It's a bad sensation, but it's not the same intensity or level as a stabbing pain. Like, for example, when I hurt my thumb, it was a stabbing pain in the beginning, and now it's more of a dull pain as it's healing. Actually, there are a lot of ways that we describe pain, so maybe that would be a good idea for next time. What do you think? Another thing to remember is that we don't just have physical pain, we have emotional pain. For example, if there is someone that you love that died, well, you are going to feel pain. And the pain is here, it's in your heart, right? And it's not coming from an actual injury. It's coming from emotional pain. So just remember that you can have pain that's emotional pain and physical pain. You've watched this far, so I'm going to give you a couple of ways that we use the word pain in an expression. First of all, we can say that someone is being a pain, and that means that they're being difficult. Maybe you're trying to work together on a project and they're not being helpful. You can say that Jason is being a real pain. Or you can say that someone is being a pain in the neck. And that also means that they're being difficult. It doesn't mean that you really have pain in your neck. It means that they are being difficult. I hope you weren't in too much pain watching this video. If you want to be notified when the next International Mountain Connection video comes out, all you have to do is click on the subscribe button and the bell. And remember, why trust International Mountain Connection with your English training? Because Brian isn't in the kitchen, he's in the mountains. I'll see you soon. Bye.